My family were from Afghanistan. My parents, my aunts and uncles, everybody, my grandparents, they've all immigrated here as refugees.
So I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, and my family and I came to America in '01.
My dad's one of 7. He was born in Guatemala and came to the US in 1965 or so.
My whole family actually was from Seoul, which is obviously the biggest city in South Korea. And I moved here when I was in 5th grade.
I'm originally from the United Kingdom. I grew up just outside London.
I was born in the Philippines. My father at the time was an American citizen, so I got his citizenship. He renounced his citizenship a year after that, so my mom never got citizenship through that.
I still remember because it was 2 days before my birthday. So I remember at that time I was in tears because I was leaving all my friends and family 2 days before my big birthday. I think it was my 12th birthday.
I actually came to the United States for college in '78, stayed, found a wife, and I'm my mother's only child. So when I finally moved to a place she liked, she said, you know, can I move in with you? And I said, of course.
I moved here for grad school to get my PhD. During the course of my PhD, I met my now wife, who is from the Philly suburbs, and so now I'm here.
I was the only one who was really familiar enough with the documents, things like that, and comfortable enough to apply for citizenship. So my family was like, why don't you go ahead first and kind of guide us through the process afterwards.
I know my mom had to study for her citizenship test. And like we'd be in the car and she'd be playing the, there's like a disc you can play with asks you questions. So like we would be driving to church or driving somewhere and we would just be hearing the like 1776 the thingy. And my mom she took that exam a lot of times, but like now she like can give you answers like random historical facts.
The person who interviewed me was like playing music in the office and was like joking around with me, and I was so on edge that he was like, what's wrong with you? What's happening? And I was like, this feels like a big deal. But you know, the interview itself went really smoothly.
We got to the question, how many red stripes are there on the US flag? And the interviewer moved his chair to the right because there was a US flag right behind him. So she literally counted the stripes and answered correctly.
The day I got my naturalization ceremony was, it was grander than I thought. It was just really cool to see all the people from different regions of the world come together with the same goal in mind.
The naturalization ceremony itself was odd for me, because we were still in COVID restrictions in January, so we weren't allowed to bring any guests to the ceremony.
It was huge. They had 1,000 citizens to be that day. So kind of disappointing, but on the other hand, it felt more like an event, a big deal. You know, she was kind of annoyed that there were so many people because my mom liked to be the center of attention. But she moved up, they all sat in front of us, and the crowd of us behind, we were given American flags. They told us, you know, wave it after the ceremony. It was a very festival-like affair.
I think there was definitely a lot of membership and sense of belonging that came from citizenship. I remember after he received his citizenship, he definitely carried himself differently. He would so proudly tell me about how he became a US citizen. He went around the house and changed all the passwords to 1776.
I'm really grateful that I got naturalized when I was younger, because I think once I turned 18 and like applying for colleges, like the first thing they ask you is, are you a US citizen? And you press yes, and then like there's no other boxes to check. But if you put no, like there's all these things you have to do.
The big moment was when I voted for the first time last fall. Like that was a huge day for me, and that was when I was finally like, yes, I did it, and I'm here, and I can fully participate in the life of this country.
So she was very politically oriented. She absolutely wanted to vote, and then she was so excited. But sadly, she passed away in November before the 2008 election. So she never got to do that. So I always tell people who are becoming citizens, don't waste any time doing what a citizen can.
Definitely fighting for citizenship here, it's a long, overwhelming, frustrating process, but once it's done, I've never seen my family members like so happy and so at peace and so at ease, knowing that, you know, like we have a home here, we have a place here, we have an identity here.
But I don't think this is the end of the journey for everybody. I truly think that this is the start for you to finally have your voice heard.